Untuk sembarang pertanyaan untuk membeli jual rumah anda, sila hubungi siapa?
Sudah tentu Zalman Homes di talian 93880120.
Dah jual? Baru nak view. Selamat datang semua. Saya Ahmad dan juga
Saya Aci
dan kami dari
The Bubble Clan.
Selamat Hari Raya semua. Apa khabar korang yang berada di rumah yang sedang menyaksikan kami di mana, Cik? Di YouTube? Dan juga di Spotify.
Mana-mana lah kita ada.
Kita layan lagu ni dulu.
Wah, macam nak menjoget, man.
Silakan. Kerana apa?
Kerana Hari Raya.
Nice dah. Itu dia. Okey, kerana kita nak kurang berbual pada malam ini, kita bawakan guest. Boleh?
Boleh.
Tak boleh.
Tapi kita punya guest ni macam fit tau. Mantu kita boleh turun 3 kg ni.
Okey guys, seperti biasa kita bawakan korang kat rumah tu seorang yang berpengalaman, kata orang tu kan,
Yup.
dalam seni silat.
Yes.
Siapakah beliau, Acik?
Bersama kita adalah RITZ daripada
Seni Keris Singapura.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Nice. Selamat Hari Raya diucapkan dulu.
Selamat Hari Raya to you too.
Okay, how's your Raya, brother?
So far, Alhamdulillah. Things went well. Smooth lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, kita tahulah RITZ ni adalah seorang guru bagi seni keris Singapura. RITZ, saya betul?
Correct.
Okay, so kita nak tanya lebih lah, Cik, kerana ni adalah kali pertama The Bubble Clan invite kirakan sebuah kumpulan persilatan ke dalam studio, betul?
Wow, nice. Yes, aku rasa it's correct lah. Betul.
Yes, and kita memang selalu nakkan tau, RITZ. Cuma kita belum lagi dapat yang tepat pada masa dan kumpulannya. And you know how we find your group is that through kita tengok TikTok, you know.
Okay.
And then we see that macam ni macam lain sikit ni cara dia post video-video dia lain sikit ni.
Content lah. The content.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
ada hype
Yes. And then when I go forward and I say, kenapa ada muka Jepun? Ada.
Okay.
Then I did some research about the group, okay?
Yeah.
And then I found out that it's a young coach to be handling the group itself. Itu Seni Keris Singapura dan nama dia yang unik.
Yeah,
Seni
betul.
Keris Singapura. Tu yang kita nak tanyakan pada malam ini. Namanya asalnya dari mana and how do you get involved in persilatan? Silakan, RITZ.
Okay, so for this name Seni Keris Singapura, right, the the passion that I have. Okay, when I was 12, right, I belajar daripada my arwah Tok Saudara Sawi bin Abdul Rahman, also known as Tok Awi.
Okay.
Dia headmaster for guru utama untuk perguruan silat Titi Pinang Singapura. Yeah, so actually my dad sent me to KL actually to learn this art form of keris. So actually after that, only then the passion start to grow more.
Okay.
Passion start to grow more. Then my love for the art of keris grow, and then I learn more about keris. You know, the physical form, the art form, the technique wise. You know, so that's my specialty in my whole siblings also is keris. Pasal kita adik-beradik got different art form. For example, my abang more to kerambit, the art of tiger or macan. Then my kakak dia more to permainan selendang. Yeah, because I like to share also that my dad punya perguruan is perguruan pencak sinding Singapura. So kita anak beranak or adik-beradik has a different art form that diturunkan lah, you know. So mine is specialty is keris. So when I decide to find my own club, there's thus the name Seni Keris Singapura, you know, was founded.
Nice.
Yes, and I noticed that in Singapore that there's no such name, you know. It's like normally it's just like perguruan tu, perguruan ni, you know.
Betul.
So having said, coming from a new generation or a young founder, when I built this name Seni Keris Singapura, I want it to be like not from the norms, something different.
Betul, correct.
Something that people hear and will be interest of, have that interest. What is seni keris? What is keris?
Betul.
Because my whole point of this name also, I want to create a legacy. I mean, it may sound funny, like for example, Wing Chun, like Wing Chun, Iman or whatever, they create legacy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Even though it's from outsiders, it doesn't have to be family members.
Betul.
So sama juga, this seni keris, I want it to be a legacy. One fine day if I'm not around or things like that. Yeah.
Ambition
It's because of macam kita tengok cerita-cerita gini lah, Ritz,
Correct,
macam cerita
correct,
Iman
correct.
semua, build up kita punya passion for maybe martial arts kan.
Yeah.
Tapi it's silat ni kebanyakannya orang Melayu, tak cakap lain bangsa tak adalah.
Yeah.
Tapi orang Melayu yang orang kata dikaitkan lah dengan pencak silat, dengan keris. So I think is the generation yang sekarang ni, yang I think what you are dealing with is the newer generation of younger people yang harus tahu tentang persilatan ni, dan juga bermain dengan keris, and what is keris ni semua. Kadang-kadang orang pun tak tahu keris ni apa.
Yes, correct. It's the art form, you see. Because when you say about silat, normally even now in new generation, what they teach in school is basically just sport silat.
Okay.
Like back then we call it olahraga, now we call it tanding. Atau dalam segi orang punya jurus tunggal, jurus regu, ganda. So it basically just that. But not teaching the art form of the syllabus of silat, like what is in silat, apa ada dalam tu silat, that kind of thing. It's not just tanding, it's just not sport silat. There's so many things in silat. So sama juga like when I mean, sometimes when we watch movie, gives us motivation, gives us ideas and things like that. So when I know that my specialty is keris, when my art form is keris, so why not use this keris as an art form to create legacy?
Nice.
Not create a legacy for me, but also for others to know. Like okay, ni seni keris. Oh, the art form of keris is like, I want it to live on. I don't just want it to be like, oh, ni silat. It's like very normal. Oh, ni silat tu silat. What's so special about silat?
Oh, kira you macam nak specialize. Only khususnya kepada ni
the whole idea is to create this art form into something like, like everyone wants to learn, everyone wants to know, and it doesn't have to be Malay, It can be other races also learning. And knowing that the market for other races also in silat, for example, when they see silat, like, I mean straight up, it can be boring. They don't know what is silat lah. Silat, never hit the face, or for example, it doesn't have to be that. It can be other forms. It can be when they know about keris, the art form, the beauty of it. Then comes the self-defense of it. Like, this keris we have been used for the art of war. It's a weapon of war back then, right?
Correct.
So it's a weapon of war back then that they use, that we can pass on the knowledge to the newer generation. That's also a symbol, a symbol of the Malay community, which can naikkan, majukan.
Betul. Actually, keris ni salah satu kira peralatan ataupun senjata yang diagungkan dalam Nusantara.
Correct. If you bawa, for example, I mean, just out of the box, if you bawa parang, people don't know whether you're Malay or not. I mean,
because I'm Malay.
Itu parang itu teknik
I mean, for example,
menarik.
You bawa parang, you don't know ini. Kalau you bawa, for example, kerambit atau maybe ada sort of weapon, it doesn't stand you out as a Malay, But when even bila orang kahwin, Raja Sehari also they use keris.
Betul.
It's a symbolic,
privilege symbol
Kuat dia punya symbol tu kuat. And also tadi kita patah balik dia macam right now I see correct me if I'm wrong, Mak Saleh pun dah start main di persilatan, dan dah masuk pun competition negeri-negeri Mak Saleh ni kan, betul tak?
There is Holland, there's France. I mean,
correct. Recently. And aku feel macam, walaupun aku tak bermain silat ke apa, tapi when I see this, aku macam merasa bangga juga pasal ni permainan ni daripada Nusantara, dan kita memang asal daripada sini kan. So hopefully one day it can naikkan lagi martabat seni kita lah.
Betul.
Kerana dulu tu, for what I see, dulu permainan dia dengan sekarang ni dua berbeza, Riz. Itu yang soalan yang kita nak tanya tau. Perbezaan dulu dan sekarang ni kan. how do you see? Pasal you're telling us tadi yang your family members memang semuanya dalam perguruan persilatan, and
Yes.
then your adik-beradik semua.
Yeah.
And then right now you are having your own kumpulan, your own group persilatan, and you are the guru himself. It's how do you see yourself, macam more to the traditional ke, or more to you get me kan?
Yeah.
Okay, please go on.
Okay. Okay. Having said, for Silat wise,
Yeah.
I'm going to more to modern approach.
Okay.
Modern approach. But of course, having said, our basic foundation will still, I will still respect the basic foundation of Silat, whereby, dia punya kesenian, dia punya adab and things like that. But just the foundation or system, I like to improvise. I mean, having said, from what you mentioned just now, when you watch through our TikToks, that's my first. That is really my first strategy of marketing.
Nice. It works.
Regards to Silat. I mean, of course, like there can be like I'm not sure whether there can be backlash or things like that, But thinking positively is like for me, it's a new way of recruiting. And alhamdulillah also, I can say like 80% of our recruitment comes from TikTok.
Wow.
Okay, nice.
Like
nice.
like for example, out of 50, like probably 40 come from TikTok.
Okay.
Wow.
And maybe like a few percentage from Instagram.
Which means good lah.
Yeah, the difference that I want to create in Seni Keris Singapura is like I don't want it to be your normal typical perguruan. I mean, no offense, no offense to other perguruan. Shout out to other perguruan. No offense. It's just that my journey in Seni Keris Singapura, what I want to build is way different from what the normal perguruan is. But at the same time also still respect the traditional ways of persilatan. Dalam segi hormat, dalam segi adab, I will still respect that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pasal tak ada yang lama, tak ada yang baru.
Correct.
Betul.
Kita belajar daripada yang lama, kita improvise lah untuk cara sekarang ni lah.
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
Yeah.
Cara dia cakap pun, I mean like the respect yang maknanya ada adab yang was like wow.
Yeah, because like you mentioned, your family members, even your father is a well-known guru.
Yeah,
So-
guru utama for Perguruan Pencak Sining. Shout out to Perguruan Pencak Sining Singapura.
Yes.
Ah.
So benda adat ni kita tak boleh sembarang langgar lah kan.
Correct.
Yeah, and also this thing macam is valuable untuk orang Melayu yang pernah berguru ataupun pernah bermain silat, pencak silat ni. So they can feel the pinch kalau kita sembarang buat ke,
Yes,
sembarang
correct.
berbual ke. Of course they will feel the pinch kan.
Yes.
And right now dah berapa besar orang kata tu your group ni sekarang ni? How long has it been, and you can start lah daripada starting, because I know that before this you have your own kira martial arts dulu, a group of martial arts dulu sebelum you buka pencak silat kan,
Yeah, boxing.
kan.
Yeah.
Ui.
And then slowly you evolve into that.
Correct.
So you can tell us kenapa, why do you do that evolve? Is it because maybe tempatnya ke ataupun permintaannya ke?
Okay, so I mean, if we to go back in history, like how I started,
Yeah.
I'm just a normal coach, then doing personal training,
Okay.
for clients and stuff like that. Then I was engaged by Jepun.
Okay. Shout out Jepun.
Shout out
Yes.
to Jepun. Thank you so much for the for engaging me. So Streets to the Ring was my first event. So having said also, that's how AFS Sports Academy, or AFS short for Aries Fight Squad. It was known as just Aries Fight Squad back then. So I was Jepun engaged me, so was coaching the team, the red team boxing. Then after the whole event was done, then I decide to take another step, if expanding this Aries Fight Squad.
Okay.
So that's when AFS Sports Academy comes in. So why not, since I'm like doing boxing, then I'm doing Silat, and also I'm doing like part-time freelance coaching for in Muay Thai as well. So having said, from Aries Fight Squad, I expanded to AFS Sports Academy, then having all this martial art under AFS Sports Academy.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a it's not a one night thing turnover lah.
Betul.
I mean, even up till now, I'm still like building up Silat, because okay, for example, for boxing, it's already there. It's already founded. Then after that, I already did quite exposed to some competition in SBF, with the athlete there. So it's something. It's a long process.
Okay, faham.
It's a long process. It's not something that macam even in Silat, for example, I set up SENI KERIS Singapura, having the recruitments, the Persilat students, even you got 100, 200 of students, it's not there yet. So how to be there for me? I think like, of course, having said to partake in national events or competition, to rise up to the table. So only then, for me, that is an achievement. Then after that, we might think of expanding to, other things or other kind of self-defense. Yeah. So this AFS Sports Academy basically is a long-term project. Yeah. It's a long-term project.
Kira your persatuan silat yang ni dah macam your baby for now lah. You are really taking care.
Yes.
Everything.
Nice,
Wow.
kan? Tak semua orang nak terjun into this lah.
Betul.
One thing is business. One thing kita bermain dengan ilmu lah. And the other thing is that kita bermain dengan kirakan student orang, anak orang ke, family members orang ke, takut. All these things, I think the steps to have your own baby ni, iaitu this perguruan persilatan ni, I think something yang you already fikirkan masa-masa untuk, tak mau sembarang.
Totally. It's non-profit as well.
Okay, there
So
you go.
we're not talking about business here. We are talking like purely 100% passion.
Nice.
There's no, it's non-profit lah basically.
So up to date, berapa banyak student you have right now?
Up to date right now, I think probably like total Bukit Panjang, Sengkang and Tampines, I think like 100 plus.
Wow.
100 plus, yeah. 100 plus, oh yeah.
Kau semua pergi follow Baba Clan Wow, okay.
We started off
impressive.
very little lah. We started off like 8 to 10,
Pasal it's only 1 year kan? Around there kan?
less than 1 year.
Wow. Itulah dia yang aku rasa it's impressive. Kirakan ramai orang yang nakkan benda ni. Ramai orang yang nak
Actually,
go
to
for
be
this
honest,
training.
it's 6 months lah, not 1 year.
Oi,
6 months
laju tu.
6 months. From August, Pesta Sukan, we were participating in. So we were affiliated with Singapore Silat Federation in June 2024.
Nice.
Then after that, we participate our first competition, national competition, which is Pesta Sukan in August 2024. So we only entered with like belasan. I think belasan.
Oh, started with belasan je.
Belasan, yeah.
Well, from there, so that all those competition yang menjadikan satu eye opener untuk orang untuk masuk your perguruan persilatan.
I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. But I think probably it's more to TikTok. I mean, TikTok is a great platform for us. Social media. Because Pesta Sukan August, during that Pesta Sukan also, there's not much for us to achieve. We really send a few. We go against the giants in Singapore Silat. There's a lot of giants out there, which I call my own term lah. What I mean by giants are those bigger Silat clubs in Singapore.
Okay.
So having said, honestly, our quality, we are still improving on it. The quality of our athletes, the quality of the whole team, we are still improving on it. So there's not much achievement that we did in August, but during the 6 months, Alhamdulillah, rezeki Allah tu, people just start to come in through our recruitment in TikTok. The DMs start to slide in, and then also some of them also call friends, relative families, and that's how we grew to that number. So when our second appearance is in National Pencak Silat 2025, that's when we were among those who sent that big number of participants.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay, the youngest berapa umurnya? The oldest berapa umurnya sekarang?
Youngest? Okay, for recruitment is it?
Yang inside your club.
Okay, the youngest now in our club now, I think 7 years old.
7 tau.
7. Yeah,
Primary 1,
Nice.
Yeah, primary 1. 7 years old, which I think just started also.
Oldest tu yang kita nak tahu. Ramai orang nak tahu tu.
Oldest
Yang paling senior lah.
Tadi yang komen kill.
Oh, ada.
Dekat TikTok tadi ada.
Ada.
Itu kakak ke abang?
Abang.
Abang, berapa bang umur?
Itu abang Coast Guard tu.
Okay. Itu lain cerita lah.
Dia kira yang paling berumur lah.
Yeah, because one thing is that I don't separate my the students, you see.
Okay.
Yes, we do have a system whereby athletes and non-athletes. Okay. But having said, be it non-athletes or non-athletes, when it comes to training, we all train together. They are supposed to train together.
Okay.
Only like macam, if you are really new, then we might separate you because we do not want you to go into like intensive training. Then after that, you're gonna gas out and things like that because you're not prepared yet. But having said, like, regards to age, those who can join, partake. By all means, join us. Like, be part of the team, be part of the community.
Wow. Yeah.
Be part of the family lah. Family. Our main. Our people always commented that when they join us, like they feel like family.
Nice.
Wow. Very close bonding kind
yes,
of.
Yeah. I don't know also because this is what people say.
I think it's the time span. Macam mana kita pernah interview orang yang macam yang kita pernah interview di group yang diorang kata dia pun buat aktiviti and dia pun tak sangka macam they call it a family activity pasal they feel comfortable. Maybe on your side pun I think your students they feel comfortable with you around, with your teaching, and also the family members tengok macam okay, ini memang boleh percaya lah. Macam I was there seeing the whole session and then I think that's where your club grow, and also right now sekarang dah 100 lebih. I think kudos to you. I think the way your pembawakan and your knowledge and your skills, of course your skills lah yang orang nakkan kan, itu that's why they come down for your teachings lah.
Right.
And I think one more thing, the question lah, I think I need to give this question pasal kita tengah berbual pasal keris dan silat Okay, I really want to know apa bezanya keris ni sebagai senjata latihan, atau keris ni untuk persembahan, atau ada orang kata ni keris keramat atau keris pusaka. Boleh ceritakan sikit tak these terms yang just now I mention kan?
Okay. Okay, so physically like if like macam perbezaan or the difference between keris latihan, keris persembahan ataupun those used in competition, or even keris pusaka atau keris keramat. Okay, for keris latihan physically wise, the physic wise, it's just basically tumpul. It can be made of like kayu or PVC or like even besi but tumpul kind.
Okay.
That normally we use it for keris training weapons or ataupun persembahan or even in competition wise. Okay, not to be used bila keris tu tajam and things like that. Then for keris pusaka, I believe I got bring here
please.
Silakan.
Okay.
Yang ni apa kategori ni?
I don't know whether I can say this pusaka, but it was given to me officially by my dad, which I really thankful to him because without him also I wouldn't be where I am right now. So this was given to me by my dad. Heard that it was by my orang moyang.
Okay. So, wow. Keturunan
Keturunan. So when you say, generally as pusaka, it's like it has been brought down by someone with a higher status or higher authority. It can be anyone, you see, for keris pusaka. Even if, for example, I have my own keris now, then I'm gonna pass down to my kids, and my kids gonna pass down to their kids. It can be something pusaka.
Yes, correct.
A heritage, that kind of thing. But for keris keramat, like magically, spiritually, as per my knowledge, maybe dalam segi perubatan, which can be quite quite controversial. Because to each its own belief.
Betul.
So probably spiritual, more on keris keramat, that kind of thing. Which I dare not comment.
Faham?
Correct.
Faham. Okay guys, korang kalau tengok, dengarkan di Spotify ni, korang boleh terus ke YouTube lah, because tadi RITZ ada tunjukkan keris yang dibawakannya keris yang diturunkan daripada moyang So I think it be about 100 years old. Dah sampai
I think lesser lah. I think
dah sampai.
I don't think so.
Okay. Tapi so, apa yang kegunaan dia time tu, memang do you still use it for training ke, or you just keep it ke?
No,
macam mana?
This one my dad gave it to me. He congratulated me on my opening. It was a personal. Personal presentation for me at his place. It's not like openly and things like that. Just between a father and a son. That kind of thing. So I do not use this as any form of performance or any other methods. I just keep it as it is. You guys can take a look. You can open it, smell it, or whatever you want. You can see whether you got spiritual things.
Kalau ada jin minta
kalau brush up.
I think it's the emotion that yang being attached to the keris itself kan.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like some people say, like, you know, like there's like jiwa or like in a keris. For me, I think keris is just something that you hold on dearly, like, you know, how much you appreciate what it's worth, you know, that kind of thing. Yes, I mean, like spiritual, like you cakap macam spiritual ke apa gitu gini, itu okay, another topic lah. But macam when it comes to keris, I believe when people talk about the jiwa or the soul in it, it's just basically how much this keris means to you.
Yeah.
And apa kegunaan you. For example, I can have a keris for 10 years. Then after that, I use this keris for my competition. I use this keris for my training weapons, and it worth something to me, a sentimental value.
Yeah,
And that's how probably keris pusaka is being, you know, born, then passed down to my kids and stuff like that.
Alright.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be spiritual, orang kata.
Persilatan kita dah berbual. Keris pun kita dah berbual. Tetapi you know, Singapore context kan, sejauh mana you think you know, anak-anak muda kita ni kan masih minat mendalami seni keris lah. You know, is there any more groups yang you dengar ada main persilatan dengan keris ke, ataupun just maybe group yang belajar keris ke, ataupun orang yang buat keris ke yang masih ada kat Singapura ni? Ada tak you find out all this?
I mean, I do know there's okay, for keris, I do know there's keris collectors. Okay, for our new generation, for the new generation, would they be interested in learning keris? That one is very hard for me to answer. Okay. But that's why I say when I built this name Seni Keris Singapura, people will expect macam ni mesti ada belajar keris.
Yeah.
I mean, which is true lah. Our first, like for example, our first point of contact in our syllabus, level 1 syllabus, you have to belajar keris first.
Okay.
Before you learn other syllabus such as maybe main kerambit ataupun main parang golo.
Okay.
Ours is keris. Macam like, you know, level 1 syllabus is keris. Of course, like you mentioned just now, how about other, do I know like other perguruan? I think they should.
Okay.
But it's up to each perguruan punya like syllabus.
Okay, faham?
Whether keris is their like probably number 1 or number 2, you know,
Okay.
where does the keris comes in, or their perguruan ada ataupun tidak ada belajar keris, you know, is to each perguruan.
Okay, faham.
But for us, if you join Seni Keris Singapura, kita ada kita punya hashtag seni kita cara kita. So if you join us, meaning you are following our way of, for example, our way of art. I mean, itu that hashtag seni kita cara kita tu is just to let people know that when you join us, you have to learn our ways.
Yalah.
It's not like we have to adapt to you. When you are with us, you have to adapt to our ways, our teaching and things like that.
That one is the common ground. Pasal apa tahu? Kalau kita nak berguru, kita mengikut guru ber.
Betul?
Kau pergi sekolah kan? Kau pergi sekolah, kau takkan ikut sendiri.
Correct. So what's happening in the market of, for example, the generation nowadays is like macam probably kadang-kadang kan macam okay, just like another term like budak setengah masak, you know. Like, belajar sekejap then after that keluar. So from there also we can know like how much passion or how much interest he or she has. If they are able to follow cara kita, seni kita cara kita, follow our hashtag. No, if they are able to follow that, I mean that will also show how much determination and passion that they want.
Betul.
If they stay. So it's not saying that if this guy or this girl dia tak nak stay, then it's up to her, macam I tak, you know, I don't care. No, it's not that. It's just like if you follow our club, you follow our team, then you'll have to learn our ways. Yeah, we want the quality. You know, we want the quality one. We want people who has passion. Yes, of course, I want to spread this Keris legacy to you know, expand it out.
Yeah.
But having said, I want those with, of course, those better with qualities, you know.
Of course.
Like for example, not half-hearted, you know, that kind of
Correct.
thing.
Yeah.
Yalah, orang kata kau nak belajar sampai habis.
Betul.
Belajar
Betul.
kan.
Kau jangan halfway kau nak drop out.
Lepas tu kau belajar apa?
Lepas tu kau keluar, kau buka kau sendiri.
Itu dah langgar tu.
Okay, Ritz. We know that, you know, at a young age, you dah adakan satu perguruan you sendiri. And along the way, you know, belum lagi setahun pun, tadi cakap baru 6 bulan cik dah ada 100 lebih student.
Yeah.
And how do you macam mana orang kata tu nak menampung? I mean, how do you see yourself building this up even more, and how do you sustain this legacy?
how do I sustain this legacy? Okay, I mean, yes, for example, if I have to mention, I got 100 students, right? Out of these 100, like maybe half of it will go to my athletes team. Then this, it's macam, that's why I say our system is in a way whereby we have athletes and non-athletes.
Okay.
We have athletes and non-athletes. So these athletes are the one who will be going for the competition. You know, to achieve for themselves and also for the club. And how this legacy gonna grow is with having more achievement, basically. I mean, like I say, it's a long process. It's not something that by macam I build this club terus boleh jadi legacy. We need to create a name first. We need to have achievement. So this now, right now, I wouldn't want to say far, but for now, we are still focusing on building our basic foundation for the team, the quality of the athletes, like what we're going to achieve in years down the road. Then from there, probably I can take one step at a time. I dare not to speak where will I be in 10 years time, because I mean we can't predict the future.
Halangan dia lah buat masa sekarang, is it in terms of maybe the manpower to handle the hundreds of students ke, macam your ada partner yang tolong you ke, macam mana ni? How do you do it?
Okay, we have our own coaches also.
Okay, how many of you guys?
For coaches, I think we have around 4 to 5.
Okay.
And then we have our team managers also managing each branch. For example, Bukit Panjang have Bukit Panjang team managers and coaches. Sengkang have Sengkang, then Tampines have Tampines.
Okay.
Yeah, so but at all times I'll be there lah. At all times I'll be
macam
there.
mana tu? Setengah jam sini sana ke tak?
No, because we literally have a different set of training days for each branch.
Okay. Oh, lain hari lah.
Full travel ni.
Itu ilmu dia. Wow.
Correct. So traveling is is a norm for me basically. Like, for example, Tuesday I'll be Bukit Panjang, then then Friday at Tampines, Saturday probably now after Raya we'll be going back for our full time training for the athletes on every Saturday.
Okay.
Kallang. So that's why when I say just now, previously I was doing boxing, right? So after boxing is kind of like okay, then after that I want to go focus more on Silat now, make it stabilize. But it's not something that macam easy,
Tak boleh lah.
So
aku tak boleh.
dalam 1 week tu, for example, that's why I stop boxing first for now.
Correct.
That's why I need to stop boxing first for now, because even now in a week already it's like 3 times. Yeah, but what I appreciate my athletes. Shout out to my athletes.
Yeah.
What I really appreciate for the past 6 months when they participate for MPSC is that they do not just went through 3 days of training per week. I do believe that I see some of them, or mostly of them, who actually have initiative to do their own extra sets of training.
Nice. Tu yang willing, yang ada hati tu
Whereas they to for athletes, then for those like junior coaches that we are building up, they have training on Monday as well. So you can imagine Monday, Tuesday, then after that Thursday, Friday, then Saturday. Our basic is like, for example, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. But the extras, right, I haven't say about Monday, because Monday I got coaches training.
Coaches training.
Yeah.
Penuh coach wow.
Because okay, for me, I mean, having said different clubs have different system. For me, I want my coaches to have a standard set of training. To ensure equal and standardized training throughout the whole branch. Tak nak nanti macam Bukit Panjang ajar macam ini, Tampines ajar macam ini. Tak nak. And consistency is very important.
Yeah, correct.
Whatever I bring, okay, for example, both of you are my coaches, right? Whatever I teach you, you have to do the same. Okay. It can't be different.
Dah macam train the trainer
Betul.
Konsep.
Yeah, have to. And both of you, before becoming my coaches, you have to at least fight for one competition.
Okay. So ada dia punya pengalaman semua tu.
Correct. It doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter like whether you win or lose.
I mean, there's a lot of things that's going on in your life in terms of your baby itself tau. Iaitu your Seni Keris Singapura.
Yeah.
So we can see that it's properly built up. It's like any other sports that we hear to be professional, you need to have that training, you need to have that coaches, you need to have that system. So I think you have that. And it's nice tau Cik sekarang ni, you know, pasal kadang-kadang mindset kita ni, ni benda orang lama lah ni, main silat, main keris ni semua orang lama lah, you know. But you coming in as a coach, a young coach, and then you are changing, to me, you are changing the system here and there to be better to me lah. Sure. Like you said, lain orang lain cara, maybe lain perguruan, cara dia memang masih stick to traditional, then okay lah, kita tak boleh cakap apa-apa. Tapi for yourself, this is yours, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to portray, so you are doing it your way. And I think it sits nicely dengan orang-orang kita di mana, you know, baru 6 bulan dah 100 lebih student pun coming into your to participate in your trainings and all
Thanks
that.
to TikTok.
You see TikTok. You see, I don't think so orang dulu akan main TikTok.
We are quite surprised also. I'm quite surprised also that macam I mean, of course, having said I think maybe from friends or friend who message through TikTok, but I mean like generally 80% I can say I think is from TikTok. 80%, 80% is from TikTok.
Wow.
I think this is a very good upfront. Kalau kita cakap peredaran masa, ada tu hybrid of peredaran masa as well. Tak semestinya kita buang yang dulu, but you impart sesuatu yang baru juga, which is a good hybrid dalam masa era sekarang lah kan. TikTok, social media. Okay, Acik ada satu soalan. Soalan ni pasal
Acik kau tanya aku dia macam risau sikit.
Kita cakap pasal silat. Dalam silat ni, orang selalu kadang-kadang kita dengar pasal apa tahu, pasal orang kata buka gelanggang. Buka gelanggang tu apa erti dia, dan mungkin can you explain kenapa ada buka gelanggang? What is the purpose?
Buka gelanggang, tutup gelanggang.
Buka gelanggang.
I think it's just basically like adab.
Upacara,
you know, like not talking about performance wise, not talking about even at our own gelanggang, training wise. I do believe everyone have like buka gelanggang. I mean the terminology is like buka gelanggang, tutup gelanggang lah. It's just basically macam ibarat sebelum kita makan kita baca bismillah, doa makan. So sama juga in silat we do have that, macam kita baca al-fatihah 3 kul, then after that kita mulakan, you know, baca doa sikit to avoid any kind of like injury, that kind of thing. Then when we tutup gelanggang also, actually it's a form of like cooling down also. I mean scientific wise, sports wise also. You know, bila kita tutup gelanggang, kita buka langkah, and that is kind of form of cooling down also.
True.
But some people like macam have this thought macam, I mean traditional wise macam mungkin they have their own terms, terminology, but I mean for me coming from a sport atau macam modern perspective, I think is like more to working out your warm up, that kind of thing.
Wow, this is good perspective sebab ada yang lama punya, ada yang baru punya.
Because of course having said like macam I myself like from like I mentioned like from my dad's, under the wings of my dad program macam sini, because I see the traditional side, learn more. I mean thanks to my dad lah, that 10 years, I mean throughout his guidance and things like that, I learned a lot valuable lessons, be it traditionally or modern and things like that. But of course having said, we in Singapore right now, we cannot have like very like too spiritual explanations to parents who send their kids. Because we have to know that macam kalau kita talk about too much batin-batin or spiritual, like takut parents tak nak hantar anak dia.
Betul.
I mean straight up fact.
Betul.
Even myself so macam ni macam ada batin-batin ni.
Betul lah.
That kind of thing. I mean bit positively. I mean, I'm like no offense to batin-batin or whatever thing like that. But having said, I kind of minimize that understanding.
Nice.
Macam even like I mentioned just now, even if like for parents to ask, master or coach or cakap, ni buka gelanggang apa ni? So we explain to them in a very logical ways. Macam kita baca doa sebelum that kind of thing,
That's good. Itu dia. I mean explanation yang tadi RITZ bagi, aku rasa kita memang nak tahu tonight episode ni dengan hati yang terbuka, minda yang yang terbuka. So we accepted apa yang RITZ cakap ni sebagai coach muda, and also sebagai benda yang I think kumpulan baru lah dekat Singapura ni boleh kata, tapi bukan pengalaman yang baru.
Youngest club. I think we are the newest.
And you are the youngest coach, am I right?
Founder.
Yes.
Founder.
Youngest founder. So Yeah, so guys, kalau korang, okay, Riz, I give you for a shout out lah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you got any shout out untuk, your students, even to your family members, to your father, even to your coaches? Please go ahead. Yeah, you take this opportunity.
I mean, appreciation to my dad, Bakri Salman, Guru Utama Program Pencak Sinding Singapura. Of course, I'd like to thank you for all your guidance that you gave me throughout the 10, 15 years in Guru Pencak Sinding under his wing. All the valuable lessons, the guidance, the teaching, the ways of building up, the ways of becoming a head coach, jurulatih utama, to lead the athletes or to lead the team into a much better, improved team. Thank you so much, Dad. Daddy, I appreciate you so much. Yeah.
Daddy dengar.
Yeah, I will never forget my mom. Okay, shout out to my mom. Thank you so much atas restu dia, my siblings as well. Then after that, to my athletes, thank you also to my coaches, my coaches, team managers, official. Thank you so much for your hard work, your dedication, your commitment, tidur lambat, bangun pagi in competition and things like that. And to my athletes, good job. Do not let the fire, burn. Do not let the fire go away. Keep the fire burning.
Nice.
Keep training, because this coming, I think probably July or August, there will be Pesta Sukan coming up as well. So
Busy,
another rundown for us to go, another challenge. Probably more improvement, more achievement.
Yeah,
this
hopefully
time.
insyaAllah.
Yeah, so I think that's all.
Wow, itu dia guys. Kita dah hadirkan RITZ dari Seni Keris
Thank you so
Singapura.
much.
Thank you brother. Thank you coach for being here, for
Thank you so
sharing
much.
your knowledge. Kita dapat banyak cik pada malam ini.
Betul.
Okay, one more time brother. Your knowledge is valuable to us. Kita yang tak tahu sekarang ni kita tahu. It's not only about benda-benda yang lama. Kadang-kadang benda yang lama ni kalau disuntingkan dengan jiwa yang baru, jiwa yang sihat, ini dah dia kita ada kan.
InsyaAllah.
Seni Keris Singapura. Jadi korang kalau nak join Seni Keris Singapura, boleh saja pergi ke TikTok.
Yeah, there's TikTok or Instagram as well.
Yes. Okay guys, thank you brother. Thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Kepada semua yang di rumah, korang boleh follow kami kat mana Cik?
Okay, you all boleh follow The Bubble Clan Podcast di Instagram, di Telegram, di Spotify, di YouTube dan juga TikTok.
Yes. Dan nantikan episod ni di YouTube dan juga di Spotify. Kita nantikan korang untuk follow kami balik.
Yes.
Mana tahu kita ada chance kita ambil coach RITZ.
Nak jadi coach tapi nak menang fight.
tak semestinya nak kena menang.
Oh, nak menang.
Tak payah menang, kita kalah tu fight tapi kita jadi coach. Okay guys, take care, signing off, and we are the Bubble Clan.
Thank you.
The information provided in the Bubble Clan podcast is for general informational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in the Bubble Clan podcast are solely those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any organization or individual mentioned.